Here's a question. What if you don't have time or money to buy sex toys? That is a real question posed to children in some sexual education books. Take a look at this one, for example. About a month ago, I saw this screenshot from a sexual education toolkit. This is just one excerpt from a 75-page educational PDF designed to teach 11 to 24-year-olds about proper sexual health. It says, quote, "What if you don't have time or money to buy sex toys? Cucumbers, carrots, and bananas with a peel make great dildos. Just remember to use a condom." I was surprised when I learned this because I'm not that old and I don't remember learning anything about masturbation and food when I was a kid going through school and taking sexual education classes. So I decided to look into this. Is this common? Is this a trend? It turns out the answer is yes. Let's take a look at this same educational resource again. It's from the Adolescent Health Working Group, which is based over in San Francisco. The group says its goal is to, quote, "improve health equity so that all youth ages 11 to 24 in California and beyond have unimpeded access to comprehensive, youth-centered, and culturally based healthcare." The group partners with school districts, healthcare providers, and different community organizations in California to bring sexual education information to young people. I reached out to one of the authors of this book. She currently works for a school district up in Northern California, and she said that this is usually used by health professionals like doctors and nurse practitioners. She also added that the school district that she currently works for does not use this toolkit when teaching sex education. A representative from the San Francisco Unified School District told me, quote, "The Adolescent Health Working Group is a collaboration of school district, city, and community-based partners to focus on adolescent health in San Francisco and has expanded to support this work across the state." However, this representative from the San Francisco Unified School District also told me that they use different textbooks when teaching children sexual education right now. The Adolescent Health Working Group repeatedly ignored all of my individual requests for an interview for comment for context, but I did find something interesting. Financially, they're managed by a project called Social Good, which is also based up in the Bay Area, and its tax records are, in fact, public record. This is a copy of its 2019 tax return. According to the IRS, Social Good received over $348,000 in government grant money in 2019. Also get this, according to this tax return here, the company made about $29 million that year and then had about $23 million in expenses. That means it made about $6 million in net profit. Of that $23 million, about $7 million went to salaries. That is the most recent publicly available tax return for Social Good. Also, that educational PDF that we brought up in the beginning of this, that's about 12 years old. It was published in 2010. So, is this still being taught to young people by doctors, nurse practitioners, and maybe school districts? The answer is yes. This is a copy of the most recent PDF from the Adolescent Health Working Group, which is from November 2021. Take a look at the new graphic that kids and teenagers learn from. It's called Keeping Sex Toys Sexy. It uses a pickle with a condom as an example of something to masturbate with. Under a different checklist for sex toy tips, it says, quote, "People use lots of different objects for penetration, like cucumbers and carrots." It also encourages DIY sex toys. It says here, quote, "Sex toy shops won't admit anyone under 18, so teens may want to get creative." It's not just sex education classes. The theme of children, masturbation, and food is popping up in different settings in education. Take a look at this New York Times article that a mom sent me. She said that her son was a freshman 14-year-old in the San Diego Unified School District. She told me that her son had to read this New York Times opinion piece as an assignment. It's called "My Young Mind Was Disturbed by a Book. It Changed My Life." The author says the point of the piece is the real cost of banning books for children. In the piece, the author discusses a book where a character masturbates with a slab of liver before eating it for dinner. You can take a look at it right here. Additionally, the author also mentions a separate book where a character masturbates using a squid and then eats it. I've reached out to the San Diego Unified School District for comment, as I did many times when I was a corporate news reporter for a TV station in San Diego, but have not heard back at this time. Of course, if that changes, I will let you know. So all of the documents that I've referenced in this video are linked below in the description. Additionally, if you would like to help support independent journalism, there's a Give, Send, Go link to go ahead and do that as well. I'm Allison Royal, and this is New School News.